Okay, so we all know the story of the Titanic, right? It was this marvel of engineering, a huge symbol of an era's confidence, and then it was tragically lost to the Atlantic on its very first voyage. But what if we could look at this historical event through a totally different lens? I'm talking about a symbolic, even an astrological one.
I mean, they literally called it unsinkable. And you have to understand, that wasn't just some clever marketing slogan. No, it was this massive statement of human pride, like a challenge almost, a belief that we'd finally conquered nature.
So, that brings us to this really fascinating question. What if this whole disaster wasn't just a string of bad luck? What if it was something more? Like a karmic story, something fated to happen. You know, something that was maybe already written in the stars. Let's dig in and see what we can find out.
All right, so how are we going to do this? Well, we're going to pull up a Vedic astrological chart. And this isn't just any chart. It's cast for the exact moment the Titanic went down. I want you to think of it like a cosmic crime scene. The planets are our clues, revealing the hidden forces behind it all.
Okay, here it is. This is the chart. Let's look at the evidence. The ascendant, which is kind of like the birth of the event, is in Aquarius. We've got the moon in Virgo, and look at this, Saturn is also in Virgo. Then there's Mars over in Cancer, which is a really tough spot for it. It's weakened there. And finally, Rahu is in Taurus. So these placements, these are our key suspects, our main pieces of evidence.
So when we read a chart like this, it's helpful to think of the planets not just as balls of rock and gas, but as archetypes, almost like characters in a play. And each one has a very specific role in this whole drama. For this analysis, we're going to zero in on the three main cosmic players.
First up, we've got Saturn. And let me tell you, Saturn is the heavy hitter in this chart, the most dominant force by far. In astrology, Saturn is, well, he's the cosmic enforcer, the taskmaster. He's all about structure, karma, and those hard, cold lessons that reality loves to teach us.
So what was Saturn's job here? It's pretty clear. To punish that arrogance, right? That hubris behind the whole unsinkable claim. Saturn represents that unbreakable natural limit that technology just can't beat. It was the trigger for this massive fall from grace, teaching a really painful but necessary lesson to an entire generation.
Okay, our next character is a bit different. It's Rahu. Now, Rahu isn't actually a planet you can see. It's a mathematical point in the sky. But its energy? Whoa! It's all about illusion, obsession with material things, and these sudden, chaotic events that just spiral out of control. It's like that unchecked ambition that creates a huge blind spot.
And you can totally see how Rahu was at work with the Titanic, can't you? It just supercharged that blind faith in all the fancy technology and luxury. It created this perfect bubble of illusion, this intoxicating feeling that, hey, nothing can touch us. Rahu is that sudden, violent pop when the illusion smashes head-on into cold, hard reality.
And our third main player is Mars. Mars is normally the warrior, right? It's all about action, energy, fighting back, even the metal of the ship itself. But here's the thing. In this chart, Mars is what we call debilitated. It's in a sign where it's super weak, like a warrior with no sword. This points to a major critical vulnerability. The ship just couldn't fight back.
So what does that mean in real terms? Well, this weak Mars points a giant finger right at a structural problem with the steel. It's about a weak, ineffective reaction when that iceberg hit. It's like a fatal wound that just can't be stitched up. It's the perfect symbol for being totally powerless when disaster strikes.
Okay, so now let's put two of our suspects together. This is where it gets really interesting and dangerous. You've got Rahu, bringing this sudden, unexpected chaos from out of nowhere, the hidden iceberg. And it's interacting directly with that weak, debilitated Mars, which represents that core physical weakness of the ship.
And boom, there it is. That combination right there perfectly describes what actually happened. You have a sudden, chaotic event slamming into a structure that just wasn't strong enough to take the hit. The great illusion of strength met a fatal, hidden weakness. It's a perfect storm.
But wait, there's more. We can actually go another layer deeper. In Vedic astrology, there's this amazing system called the Nakshatras, or lunar mansions, and they add this whole other level of crazy specific symbolic meaning to the chart. This is where the story gets really poetic.
So you're probably asking, what the heck is a nakshatra? Okay, the easiest way to think about it is like this. Imagine the zodiac is a big city. The nakshatras are the 27 specific neighborhoods within that city. Each one has its own vibe, its own unique story.
and it gives us a much richer, more detailed karmic picture.
Get this, the moon, which represents the collective mood of the moment, was in a nakshatra called Hasta. The symbol for Hasta? A hand. And its whole theme is about control. But not just control, it's about control dissolving. It's about a destiny that literally, and I mean literally, slips right through your fingers. How perfect is that?
Okay, it gets even crazier. The ascendant, the birth of the event, was linked to a nakshatra called Uttara Bhadrapada. Its symbol is the cosmic serpent of the deep, and its themes, the deep ocean, karmic endings, and collective trials. I mean, come on. It's an almost chillingly perfect description for what happened.
And to cap it all off, the key karmic point for that time period was in Revati. Now, Revati is the very last nakshatra in the whole zodiac. It's known as the shepherd of souls. Its entire meaning is about the end of a huge cycle and the journey of souls as they pass from one world to the next. It's just wow.
Okay, so we've got our key players. We've got this incredibly deep symbolic backdrop, but the big question remains, why did it happen at that exact moment? Well, Vedic astrology has a tool for that too. It's a timing system called dashas, and it answers the why now question.
So check this out. At the moment the ship went down, the main planetary season was ruled by Saturn, our karmic enforcer. And the subseason, the flavor of that moment, that was ruled by Rahu, our agent of chaos. In astrology, putting Saturn and Rahu together, that's like mixing fire and gasoline. It's one of the most famously difficult and challenging combinations you can get.
And what does the Saturn-Rahu period bring? Well, it's known for producing exactly this. We're talking sudden, irreversible events, massive structural collapses, and these huge tragedies that force a really tough karmic lesson on everyone and end up defining a whole era. The playbook for this combination reads like the story of the Titanic.
All right, let's bring it all home. We've seen all the evidence, we've heard from all the key players. So what's the final verdict from this cosmic perspective? What's the real story being told here?
When you look at it through this lens, the theme is crystal clear. Hubris, punished. Simple as that. The Titanic was the absolute peak of human pride. This almost godlike belief that our technology was infallible. The chart screams that this was a huge karmic smackdown from the cosmos, a powerful reminder of nature's very real limits.
And that really leaves us with one last, kind of chilling question, doesn't it? The Titanic was the unsinkable tech of its time. So it really makes you stop and think, what's our unsinkable technology today? Where are our blind spots? What are we so confident about that we might be missing the iceberg right in front of us?